Normally on my channel, we paint miniatures, do terrain, platforms, anything spooky, and I break it down for people who are new to the hobby. But this time, I'm throwing a theme party for the new Witcher series that's just about to come out on Netflix. Whenever I throw a theme party, I like to start with a menu. Now, I didn't find a lot of ideas for a Witcher watch party menu online, and that really surprised me. What you see on screen is it's really the things I pulled together just using the books and the TV shows as inspiration. Some of the items up there are alliteration, they're basic, like the Butcher of Blaviken beef roast, but then you get to other things like honey cake that were explicitly mentioned, and then other things that could remind you of food items, which I'll get to later. The beef roast, I won't tell you how to make. I have other recipes coming along, but season it your way and serve it. It'll look great. Now, what Witcher watch party could you possibly have without a fondue? Yes, this was one of the most popular scenes in the TV show, Geralt of Rivia taking a bath. And this lends itself really well to a beef broth fondue. So what I did is I took my metal fondue pot and I covered it in an epoxy clay that was heat resistant, leaving a gap in the bottom for airflow for the fire. So I also cut out his image and put it on a skewer. Again, that's heat proof. Had to kind of push it back a little bit so he wouldn't wilt. I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere. And then of course, with any fondue, serve it with your favorite meats, veg, possibly cheese, whatever it is you like with your fondue. This was a huge, huge hit. Made everyone laugh the minute they saw it. So I hope you do it in your party too. So, Dijkstra's dip and the boner weed spinach dip, those things they were funny. I was going to do dips anyway. They were good tags to put out there, as was the series Screaming Hot Ruffles. I was going to do Screaming Hot Cheetos, but whatever. So, of course, we got to toss a coin to our Witcher. And in this case, I just chopped a carrot into coins. And then I modified my ranch dressing to say OValley of Plenty. It was perfect. There's gin mustard for your beef roast. And of course, you have to have Yennifer's burnt ovaries. Those are actually cake pops. So the recipe flashed up on screen there if you want to make them. Those were a big hit too. When you have the food, now you have to have the scenery. I set the stage with some wall hangings, most of which I got on the internet. So some of these are plastic. They look a little cheesy, but they were really fun. While others, those were the bricks on the left there. Those were a heavier fabric that I found online, and they worked fantastic. I just hung them with inexpensive peel and stick hooks from the ceiling, and then started to just wrap it around my space. So one of the best things to do to really add some fun to your Witcher watch party is to add some decorations. So one really fun thing I did is I took these pendant lights and I made them look like burning torches, and I did it really, really inexpensively. All it took was a couple pieces of black, brown, or gray construction paper. I rolled them up and used a couple colors of tissue paper as well. First step is to take your paper and you'll want to roll it up on an angle. So see how it's looking wedge shaped there? And it's okay if it's not perfect the first time around, because you could just take a finger and use pressure to make it tighter at the bottom, and then do the same thing up here at the top. And you're going to have a couple little ends like that, and that's just fine. So to secure it, all you have to do is just grab a piece of tape. Next, you're going to take tissue paper. Now for the project itself, I didn't use white. White looks better for the video, but in real life, I used 3 colors. I used orange, I used red, and yellow. So when you look at fire in real life, the brightest colors are near the hottest, the source of the heat, the source of the flame. So the yellow is usually at the bottom, orange in the middle and then red on top. So this part just takes a couple pieces of paper one at a time. And to make a flame part, just lie your paper down, grab it in the middle, squish it together, doesn't have to be pretty or precise, lift it up, you can whip it around or keep your hand like that. And your goal is to start having pieces that are sticking up. Sometimes they'll pull a little hard and they'll tear. You can fold a little bit. Again, you don't need precision. You can bend them, squish them. You're going to need to do this a few times repeatedly. And then if you want a certain look, you can actually tape it into place. So I'm pretty happy with the way this looks. So I'll take my tube and start putting it in there. I've got a few extra from before that I made, so I'm going to add those as well. Put those in there, and again, this would be starting off with yellow in the front and then building up later on with additional colors. And I'm taping them in as I go. Now, how this will look is you start to open in the middle, and then again, you'll want to start taping this to your pendant light. Now, this is an LED pendant light, so it's not hot. I can touch it. In fact, I can stick my hand in and touch the light bulb. Not hot at all. I wouldn't do this on a regular light at all. So tape it up, add more additional layers up here, and it'll look fantastic. The place where I live in the United States has a lot of Polish immigrants who either live here currently or who immigrated here years ago. So many of us are the descendants of people who came from Poland. And that is pertinent because the author of The Witcher is from Poland himself. So these really cool cups I got at a local festival. We do an annual Polish fest. They say Polska on them. They're amazing. You can sometimes find them on eBay, but I got these out to serve at my party because they fit the theme. So I hope you got some great ideas for your Witcher watch party. Thanks for stopping by, and let me know how your parties go in the comments.